Uh, Welcome back. In this video lecture, I will talk about the Hyperledger Fabric network setup. In the last lecture, I talked about all the notions we have in Hyperledger Fabric and the roles and responsibility of all those things. We have already covered the transaction flow. So today, we will concentrate how we can set up a network for the Hyperledger Fabric. So let's start. Firstly, we will configure our ordering services. And we know that in Hyperledger Fabric network, this ordering service is responsible for ordering the transactions which is received from the client after endorsement from the endorser. So this ordering services, we know that it can be a solo one and it can be a distributed network where more than one node will participate for ordering. And for that, we have a command that is a CLI command, and it can be a SDK in different programming languages. The SDK platform can be used for the same purpose. So we have a simple commands for that. So an ordering service is configured and started for the network, and we know that it can be initialized. Sorry, it can be configured on that. So certain commands can be used for that. Now the next step will be the configuring the peer nodes, and this node will be like having a role of endorser and the role of committer. So suppose in this slide, I am showing E0, E1, and E2 as a endorser node, and this P3 as the committer node. So any organization may have a certain number of endorser, or that organization may participate as a committer node. So then we will configure this endorser and committer node. And for that, again, we have certain commands. A peer is configured according to that. And that command can be used on the CLI. Then the third one, we will install the chain code. Till now, suppose we have installed we have configured the ordering services and the endorser and the committer. Now we will install the chain. So corresponding to that, again, we have CLI commands for that. And by using that command, we can install the chain code. And we know that the chain code we installed on endorser. So the committer node normally do not have any chain code. So endorser will have a certain chain code. Suppose we are showing a chain code A and B at endorser E0 and same chain code at E1 and E2. So the third step will be the installing the chain code on the endorser node. And after that, we will create channels. So channel are created on the ordering services by using CLI command like this. So a particular channel may use different ordering services as well. Here we have taken 3 channels and we are showing in blue channel, red channel, and yellow channel. So we will create channel after that, and these channel will use certain ordering services. So all the channels, suppose, are using the same ordering service. Then the next step will be these endorser and committer node will participate on the channels. So suppose this blue channel, we have the endorser node E0 and we have the endorser node E2 and E1 and this committer node P3. So this is the one channel we have. The second channel we have red. here E0 and E1 are participating, and similarly on yellow channel, the E2 and E3 are participating. That is, on the yellow channel, we have only one endorser. So this is the particular example of multiple channel. So the next step will be the joining of the channel by the peer nodes. So again, for that, we have CLI commands. Then the next, that is the last step we have, that is the instantiating the chain code on the channel. And for that, again, when we will do this, we will use certain kind of endorsement policy. So peer finally instantiate this chain code on the channel, and corresponding to that, certain policy is used. And according to this endorsement policy, this endorser will behave, and it will be validated according to this endorsement policy by the committer. So here, suppose we are having E0, E2, E1, and this P3 for blue channel, and corresponding to that, we have chain code A. So this chain code A will be instantiated on all these endorser E0, E1, and E2. So you can see the blue chain code A. Similarly, the red chain, we have chain code B, which will be instantiated on this E0 and E1 on this on red channel. And similarly, this chain code P, we have only one endorser on the yellow channel. So this will be instantiated on the endorser E2. I would like to remind you that this channel works in a very private mode. So all these blue channel and yellow channel, here this E0 and E2 and E1 are participating on multiple channel. But all these will work in a very private fashion. And for that, certain MSP information and cryptographic kind of thing is used. I have already covered all this concept in the previous video lecture. So you should be aware about that. And if you are not aware, then please see the previous video. So for that, we have again the CLI command. Let's explore it in more detail. Before that, let's understand this endorsement policy. So the endorsement policy basically describes the condition by which a transaction can be endorsed. And a transaction can only be considered valid if it has been endorsed according to that endorsement policy. So each chain code is deployed with an endorsement policy, and for the endorsing peer, we use a certain chain code, that is endorsement system chain code. And for the committing peer, we have validation system chain. So this ESCC signs the proposal response on the endorsing peer. And after the execution of the chain code and the proposal received from the client, this endorsing peer will execute, and this will have some read write set, and after that, when it will respond, then this ESCC is used for signing it. And similarly, for the validation, this committer peer will use this for validation purpose, and that's why we say it is a validation system chain code. And again, this endorsement policy is used. So whenever endorsing peer sent to this client, and then the client will submit to ordering services. After ordering, it will be submitted to committing peer, and after that, validation happens, and after that, it is committed on the ledger. So let's explore this endorsement policy in more detail. So suppose we are instantiating the chain code my CC on the channel, my channel with the policy, this one. So on CLI command will be like this. This is the channel. This is the chain code. This is the version of chain code. This is the corresponding code. These are the argument we are passing here. And this is the endorsement policy. So the simple syntax of the endorsement policy is like this, where this expression is like and or, and this E may be a principal value or it may be a nested expression. So for example, that is in MSP dot role. So you can see this role may be a member or admin. So you can see here dot member. It can be member or it can be admin. And this MSP is the MSP ID, and the role is either member or admin. So suppose this organization 1 MSP, it may be organization 2 MSP. So that is good. This is the examples we have. Like suppose request one signature from all three principals. So if we have a policy that any member of organization 1, any member of organization 2, and any member of organization 3 will sign it. So this can be a one policy. Another can be request one signature from either one of two principals. So either one member from organization 1 or one member from organization 2, anyone will work. So this may be a policy. So it may be any policy as per the requirement, or as per the discussion of the participating organization, the endorsement policy can be decided. So this is the another example here. You can see any member of organization 1 or the member of organization 2 and organization 3 member. So these are the some basic concepts related to the network setup of Hyperledger Fabric. In the next video lecture, I will talk about Hyperledger Composer. So enough for today. Thank you.